So good afternoon, everybody. I'm over here at Harold Parker State Forest today. Usually in my van, but today we're in the Subaru. And we're going to take a little tour of the campground, site-by-site tour. Alright, so this is the main entrance to the campground. You come up to the ranger station right there, which is where you check in. And you get your dumping station over here. So yes, they do have a dumping station. A little snowed in right now, but it normally would be available. And this is the main road into the actual campground, which obviously the gate is closed right now. Nice thing about Harold Parker is that it's a bit set back from the main road, so you don't hear too much of the traffic in this area. As you can see, that's the road over there. Some of the old stone walls from this when this used to all be farmland. Oh, I'm off to a great start in this video. I can really talk well. Oh boy. It's been a while since I've done a campground tour video. What can I say? As you come in, one of the first things you come up to is Fry Pond. We'll be seeing a bit more of this pond as we go along. Some of the campsites actually go alongside it. And yes, there's a beach here. We'll look at that before we go too. The road is still continuing inward. A little waterfall here. The microphone is aimed in the wrong direction, so I don't know how much of that you managed to hear. They've been doing some effort keeping the road plowed, which is great. Now if they only keep the campground open, I would be here all the time, all winter if it was. So as we get into the heart of the actual campground, you notice things getting a bit quieter as I get further away from the road. You don't hear the traffic as nearly as well. So this is a fun campground. For me, I'm here a lot because it's about half an hour or less from my home base. So I oftentimes just do a night here and a night there and just get out of the house for a bit. So this is a regular spot to visit for me. Cell phone service is pretty good. It's got some weak spots, but it's not bad. You got all kinds of hiking trails accessible from any place in the campground here. You got bathhouses, you got some nice quiet sites, you got some sites with electricity, dog friendly, a lot of wildlife, especially birds. And one thing you'll notice here is that almost all of the sites have a water spigot in them. So you can come in and just hook a hose up and you're good to go. Even the tenting sites, they have water spigots. See, there's one right there behind that site for site 2. I think this is supposed to be site 1, but there's no number on it. But it looks like it's a site here. So I'm not totally sure about that. But this is site 2. There seem to be a lot of site numbers missing. I'm not sure where they are. And obviously I'm not going into a lot of these sites to explore because they're still pretty snowed in. Then it just jumps up to site 6. Again, water spigots everywhere. Not a lot of site numbers, but a lot of water spigots. Site 7. And a bad little site there. These sites here are a little bit too close together for my my liking in general, but so I'll probably never stay in those. Plus they're right up in the front anyway. I prefer the sites towards the back myself. It's one of the bathhouses. I don't know how many bathhouses there are, but we're going to count them all over here. So that's bathhouse 1. And you can see it's got a sink for washing dishes in it and stuff. Now this is one of the unusual features of Harold Parker State Forest. It's a lean-to. You don't find too many lean-tos in Massachusetts campgrounds. So if you like the lean-to setup there, we put a tent up inside there and stay out of the rain. This is a nice little setup. The only downside I don't like about this one is there's no privacy. It's aimed towards the road. It would be better if it was aimed in the other direction. So again, it's not a spot I'll probably stay in, but it's still kind of neat that they have it. A couple handicap spots over here for the bathhouse. We got site 8 again, water spigot. I don't know what site number the lean-to is, because that's site 8 over there, that's site 7, so I don't know. I'm not really sure. Site 9. kind of shared with site 11. And you got site 10. And down the hill a little bit we got site 13. This one's actually a pretty good one. It's as long as you're not superstitious anyway. It's kind of a little bit set back here from the road and that. And you got the view of a lake out behind you. So that's not too bad. Site 14 is pretty good too. It's a small site, but you get a little bit of privacy around it. It's all woods on both sides, or all the sides around you, so you really don't have any neighbors. So site 14 is definitely one of the better sites here. Site 15, another nice one. Again, it's got a water spigot, and it's a bit set back and doesn't really have any neighbors around you at all. So you are going to see all the traffic coming by as they come into the campground here, but otherwise you'll have this site pretty much to yourself. So not too bad. Come up on site 17. Yeah, numbers aren't quite consistent in this campground, so I'm not sure on that, and it even shows up on the map that way too. So just seem to be site numbers that are missing for some reason. I don't get it. But anyway, it's site 17. Another nice little setback site. Can't really show you how level these sites are because they're covered with snow, but this one looks like it has a little bit of a lean to it. There's your water spigot on this spot. And again, no sites on this side of the road. Site 19, but you do have some a view of some houses behind you, so that's not really nice, but oh well. It'll do in a pinch, but definitely not one of my favorite sites. And this is site 20. So this one, kind of interesting spot it's in. It's set back a little bit. Right on the hiking trail system. This is the trail you take to get over to Field Pond. So that's right next to site number 20. You can see it even has a sign right there, Field Pond. So this is the way into Field Pond. I'm not going through all the ice in that today, but that's how you get over to Field Pond. So they don't have everything plowed here. So it looks like I'm going to have to walk on some of the ice anyway. Yeah, I had to backtrack a little bit here. Just again, more missing site numbers here. Site 20, and this is site 23 over here. Not a bad little site either. That's also on the other side of the trail into Field Pond. But yeah, there's no site 22. Okay, all right, continuing on then. Back into this not so well paved area. We got site 24. Also not a very not a bad site there. You do have view of the road behind you, but otherwise it's a nice little site. You got site 26 up this way. Does 24 have a water spigot? Doesn't look like it. Looks like site 24 does not have a water spigot. Okay, not all of them have them. Site 26 has. Oh wait! I got it. Site 26 there. Water spigot. So that's the water spigot for 24. That's the water spigot for 26. Got it. Okay. Making sense out of this now. This is all part of site 26. 24 and 26 are actually pretty good sized sites. Not a lot of privacy around them, but they're pretty good sized sites. Okay, I'm going to continue on in this direction here for sites 30 through 48 in this direction. And here you get back access to another one of the bathhouses. So that would be bathhouse number 2. Right there. So continuing down this road here. Now you got a little bit of a long stretch with no sites in it. And then you come up to sites 29 and 30. Kind of open sites, but too bad of a little area. Good view to the sites behind you though. So not a huge amount of privacy here. And it looks like we can see bathhouse number 3 coming up. And continues on this way. So yeah, not a lot of sites on this road though, so that's pretty good. Sites 29 and 30 are a little bit more isolated, so As things grow in here for the summer season, you'll have a bit more privacy in these places. So don't forget, I'm out here in the middle of winter here. So not a lot of life in the trees right now, in the bushes and that, so you'll have more privacy during the summer for sure. Lots of little trails running through here too. These are just shortcuts over to like the bathhouses and that. And as you work your way over here is site 35. And 34 as well. So 34 and 35 are in this spot. And you got 34 there. I don't see any water. Nope, there it is. Okay, no, they have water spigots. Yep. Once again, almost every site here has a water spigot. This is actually not a bad little site here. What is it, 34? Good sized site. That's site 37. Water spigot's hidden over here in the corner. This is site 38. So this 37's water spigot right there. 38's water spigot's way over there. But they have them. Might need to bring a longer hose with you, but they have them. Okay, so we might have a little bit of confusion on site numbers here. This tree post says 41. That tree post says 43, but also says 41 on the ground next to it, so not sure which site is actually 41. This one looks like an okay site, but it does look like it's a little bit on the slanted side. Oh, and I'm walking on all ice. Fun. You got sites 43 and 44. Maybe. Well, that says 41 down there, like I said. So this site doesn't know what number it is. Again, water spigots everywhere. Ice everywhere too. That's not a bad little site though. When things grow in there, you won't see all the houses behind you. Okay, here's site 45. I know it's kind of hard to visualize what these campsites are going to be like with all the snow on them. 46, and that big white thing back there, that's electric. This is one of the sites that has electricity available, site 46. There's a whole cluster of them over here. We'll get back to those, most of them, a little bit later in this video. Site 48 coming up over here, another one with electricity available. So you can, if you got a camper or a camper with electric hookups on it, you can plug in over here. Okay, so we're going to continue on this way towards sites 52 to 90. And we'll come back and check out some of those other sites. One of the older water spigots here, probably before they put ones in for every campsite. It's the only Massachusetts state park that I'm aware of that has a water spigot at every campsite like this. It's pretty neat. Okay, so we get another long stretch before we get up to the next set of campsites. Yeah, we're coming up on some of my more favorite sites over here. This is site 52. Nice thing I like about this site is it's really set back from the road. So you can pull way in there, and this is all woods here. That is quite a long stretch of all woods. More woods over here, but you do have the residential area up that way, but again, when the trees fill in, it's not quite so visible. It's really quiet around here too. So that's site 52, and again, there's a water spigot. I've been here more than once, and not too far from site 52 is site 54. Another one I've been to. Another water spigot, of course. Also, not really much in the way of neighbors. Site 52 is right around that corner over there, so you might hear somebody over there and vice versa on the other site, but not bad. It's nicely set back. Great with the van. I can pull the van back there and have that area to myself. Now we're coming up on the last of these three somewhat more isolated sites now. So this is site 56. This is probably one of the more isolated sites. You know, this is still a good ways away from site 52 over there, or 54, I should say, 52 and 54. You got 56. You can't really see the houses out there all too well. You got a good hill over there blocking the sound off and everything from the street, so it's nice and quiet. So yeah, this is one of my usual haunts right here, Site 56. Good sized site and everything. Fire pit, all that stuff. Again, I wish I could go in and out of the sites, but they're all pretty snowed in right now, so I'm not going to be able to do that. But as you can see, there's no sites up this way immediately here. They're quite a ways up the road. A little bit further up the road from Site 56, you got another dumpster. And you got a little bit of a playground here as well. So, and basketball net, slides, swing sets, that sort of stuff. So you get a little playground area so kids can have something to do. I swear these are bigger dumpsters than I remember they being here. Anyway, moving on. Okay, as you come down here, you get to sites 59 and 62. These ones start getting a little bit too close to the road for my liking. But 59 is a pretty good sized site. And of course, there's another water spigot there. You get 62, it's kind of a corner site, so you get kind of two entrances and exits to it. So you can drive through on that one. Then you get 61 and 63 over here. Yeah, it's a little slippery out. 61 is, if it wasn't right on the road, I mean, you can see the traffic driving by there. If it wasn't right on the road, it wouldn't be a bad little site. Because you get the fry pond and the brook and everything else, and you can walk right out onto the dam that made the pond. But if you want to be by Fry Pond, but don't want to be too close to the road, the sites down that way are a bit better. Because you'll be a little bit further away. This starts veering away from the road a bit over there. But you can come down here and you can walk right out onto the dam. Kind of a nice area. Nice area if it wasn't for the traffic noise all night. Okay, here's the area you can walk out onto and get some nice views of Fry Pond. I've often seen some rather large species of bird out in this way too, so. And of course, traffic. Lots of traffic. Okay, this is site 65. It's right on the water here. It's something chirping out there in the water. But again, you're kind of close to the road. 65's water spigot is kind of hidden in these trees over here. And 67 has this water spigot right at the entrance. What is this site? Does site have a site number here somewhere? Must be site 66. Yeah, this is site 6. No. There's two sites here. I just missed the number someplace. Because there's two water spigots here. Anyway, this is 67. This is actually all part of 67 over here. So, other than being on the road, this is actually a really nice site. It's kind of set back a bit. But you're going to be listening to the people out there on the road. All part of site 66. And this is the playground. It's accessible from that road over there that goes up by site 56 over there. So you can get to it from this way. There's also a shortcut road. You can get bypass some of the campground if you wanted to. So yeah, you get a nice little playground. Playground comes with its own water spigot. So they get lots of water spigots. And I was wondering if this used to be a campsite that they converted into a playground. It's possible. Alright, 68. Not one of the better sites here. It's good for a tent probably, that's about it. You got a bit of a slope here you got to park on, and then a little area to set up a tent up top. Not even sure. Oh nope, it does. It does have a water spigot. It's down on the other side, but that's site 68. And there's site 68's water spigot down on this side. So far everybody's had a water spigot. I think every site does have one here. I thought there was a few that didn't, but never really gone looking for them. Alright, 69 and 70. Let's see what they have. Yep, there's water spigot for 69 and 70. 71. They all have water spigots as well. These ones are getting a little bit further away from the road, so you're still on Fry Pond. This site's 70. Kind of slopey. Not really a spectacular site. Site 71. Small and close to the road. Not too bad. Again, a little slopey. And one of the old water spigots. Yeah, a lot of water spigots here. Site 74. Site 73. Yeah, these are the ones that are a bit more set back from the road, but still on Fry Pond. This one here, you got kind of like a park area. I think you access it through that other road we went by up there. But you got picnic tables and a field to play on. It's probably part of the septic system, but it's usable. Site 75. Let's see, yep, 73's water spigot there, 75's water spigot is there. But you got a nice little setback site over here. We could do the van here. Nice level area once that ice is gone. And I believe this is bathhouse number 4. Down on this side. Alongside site 78. This is site 79. But the water spigot's kind of way down there. Yeah, in the bathhouse. Lights are on, so there's definitely doing some work here. Doing a remodel on this one, so that could be interesting. Up on site 79. Doesn't seem to be a site 80, but there's a site 81. Another water spigot over here too. This site 81 on this side. Not a spectacular site, but get a good view of the beach from here. And site 83. That's a nice little site. 81 here. Okay, that's 81's water spigot down there. 83, where's 80? I see it. Okay, 83 has a water spigot too. They're everywhere. 83 is a pretty good sized site. And you get that little bit of a hill here that blocks some of the sound of the traffic, so that's good. And there's the water spigot. I don't know what site this is. Clearly a site here, but there's no number. The number seems to be missing. Probably 82, I would guess. 84, something like that. It's 85. Another decent sized site. Yeah, these are the nicer front sites because you don't hear the traffic as much. One of the old water spigots. And 86. Yeah, so that must be 84 over there, but the number seems to be missing for some reason. 86. Site 87. Good size site. They're kind of right on the entrance here. So you're going to have every bit of traffic from the entire campground coming right by your campsite. And that's the way in. That's the way out. Everybody's going to be coming by your campsite. So good size site, but not a great location. Yeah. And these are the longest to get into sites down this road, because this is all a one-way road. So to get down to these sites, 88 and 90, you have to come in the entrance and do the whole loop around the entire campground, coming back this way and then back onto this little road here. And when you want to leave, this is all one-way road, so you have to go back all the way around again. Or you're going to have to drive the wrong way down a one-way road to get in and out of these campsites. So just keep that in mind. Accessibly, these aren't the best sites. That's site 88. And up here is site 90. Not the most accessible, and they're not very private either. How much snow is out there? The fire pit's completely buried in it. I'm not walking out there. Okay, so that's the main loop of the campground. Now I'm going to head towards the back again, where we get some of the little sub loops to go through. Let's see on the map here. This is the map of the campground. And you got various loops in the back. So you got one big main loop, and if you look closely, there's a lot of numbers missing. I don't know where those campsites are, but you got the big main loop and then a bunch of sub loops towards the back. So we're going to head up back there now and explore the sub loops. Alright, so we're back up where everything splits off in different directions. We're going to focus this time on the 100 series stuff. So you see the sign says 26 to 116. So we've already explored the main loop, which is sites, well, 2 through 90. There's no site 1 for some reason. So now we're heading up to the sites that start in the 100s. Again, that's bathhouse number 2 up there. We'll get back to that one shortly. So this is where we split off again here. We took the 30 to 48 site. This time we're going the 102 to 115. So again, apparently there's no site 101, which is still strange. And it's strange that they're numbering here. I never noticed that there was a lot of numbers missing from this campground, but oddly enough, the first site you come up is site 103, not 102. But I guess if they had a site 101, it would be in this area somewhere. Don't know. Anyway, so the 100 series is the area that has the mostly all sites with electricity available. So this site 103. You can see those, like I said, those white pillars there. That's where you can plug into the electric lines. And of course, they all have water spigots too. There's water spigot over there for site 103. There's site 102. Kind of opened and exposed, so wouldn't be one of my favorite sites, but that's 102. Then you get site 105. Looks like it floods, so keep that in mind. Site 105 looks like it would probably flood if you get any heavy rain while you're here. So something to keep in mind. This water spigot for 102. 105. Oh, there's 105's water spigot as well. There's site 106. I don't know where site 104 is. Anyway, 106. Another electric site with water spigot and everything else. So again, this is the RV area. This is where the bigger campers will usually be found. People who need electric and water. I have stayed up in one of these sites once. I forget which one. I think it may have been site 107 up here. I was testing out my air conditioner, so I stayed up in one of these sites one time. 107, 108. Good flooding right around the electric hookup. Bathhouse number 3 over here. 107, and it goes right up to site 111. Again, numbering here is kind of strange. This is site 111. Bathhouse, and all the bathhouses I believe have hot showers as well, plus the outdoor sinks and everything else. So that's why the big propane tank by each of them, because they actually have hot water. Then you get up to site 113. And this is a little bit more of an open area is site 115, and it's kind of right on the other side of the area we explored on the main loop, where we hit those couple sites with electricity available. So that's 115. We're coming back on the exit here. I'm heading back now, and I'm going to go into the 200 series loop next. So it's going to be one of the further back loops, and then we'll hit the 300 series loop, which is going to be a really tiny one, and that'll be the end of the campground tour. So let's head back to the 200 loop now. Okay, so this is the way up to the 200 and the 300 series loops. So we'll start with site 201. So yeah, 201 to 224 and 301 to 307, all up this way. And bathhouse number 2 is up this way as well. Looks like they're doing some work on this one too. So this is site 201. Not a bad little site, kind of exposed, so not a lot of privacy, and kind of close to the bathhouse. Site 203, nicely set back, but again kind of exposed and awfully close to the bathhouse. So maybe next time we come back here, this will have a new roof on it. And site 206, kind of small and close to the road. Very snowy road at the moment, but close to the road nevertheless. So this is site 205. And small, close to the road, but yeah, it'll do. Site 207 is a nice one. Let's go take a look at site 207. First we come by site 208, which I don't really recommend if it's raining. It's going to get kind of soggy down there. It's just all downhill. It's kind of like a bowl. But site 208, I mean, excuse me, 207. I've stayed in this. This is the site I stayed in on my last, when I closed out Harold Parker on the last 2 nights they were open. This is where I stayed. Slopes up a little bit here, but then it levels off nicely in the up at the top. I had plenty of room to park my van. Parked it sideways, so I had a little bit of privacy from the road and everything. And nice fire going. That was a good setup. I like 207. 207 is a good site. Okay, it's site 210. In the small and close to the road, and right behind the road up to the 300 sites. Then you come down this little bit of a hill here, and you get up to one of my other favorite sites at the campground, site 211. So you can see this one's got a bit of a gap. There's no sites in this area at all. And we're all the way in the back of the campground now. That's kind of a fun area. Obviously it wouldn't be like that when the campground's open, but the only downside is you got site 212 directly across from 211, so sometimes there's somebody down there. But when that site's empty, this whole place is so quiet. And there's hundreds of birds in the background because you got kind of a swamp area. So probably not the best spot during peak summer when all the mosquitoes are out, but during the spring and the fall times, this is nice. This is a nice spot here, site 211. And I can just get my van in there and level it off a bit in the back. You got the fire pit there and picnic table and everything. Water spigot, of course. Everything has a water spigot. And outside of site 212 across the road, no neighbors up there. No neighbors down here. So if you catch it at the right time, nobody's in 212, it's perfect. Alright, so this is site 216. Not one I recommend because it's close to a lot of other sites. And the group site. They call it Group 01, but it's the only group site here, so I don't know why they call it Group 1 when it's just the group site. It can possibly get kind of noisy down this way, because then you get 218 and 220 all right next to each other. Again, water spigots are available. Even the group site has a water spigot. Yeah, 216, 218, 220. No, this wouldn't be the area I'd recommend staying in, unless you catch this area while all the sites are empty. Then it might not be so bad. But I would stay in one of these sites even in a pinch, though, if I just meant getting out on the road for a night, one of my overnight trips here. Site 221 isn't too bad. You got some space around you, but you do have a good view of residential properties right behind you, so a bunch of houses and that, so not the best view from here, but it's not a bad little site otherwise. And you got another stretch with no sites nearby you on this side. Coming up here, you got site 222. This one's not a bad site. You don't have any immediate neighbors. There's lots of woods around you, and it's a fairly quiet site. So 222 is good. And you get a couple more sites up this way. Again, nice little stretch of woods before you get onto the next site. So you get some good quiet sites here, if you catch them at the right time anyway. Yeah, this would probably be site 224 right here, but the numbers are missing. So, and just beyond here you get site 223. I've stayed in this one before too. This one's nice, especially if you get something a little bit bigger, but you don't want to use one of the sites that has electric, because it's a pull-through site. So you can pull in here and pull out on that side, right by the water spigot again. So that's a nice little site too. I wouldn't complain about this one. Okay, so that's the end of the 200s. So now we're going to head back to the 300s. There's like only a handful of sites in the 300 section, but we're going to head back there and check those out next. And that'll be it. That'll be the end of the tour. Well, we'll head over towards the beach, check that out too. Take a quick look over there, and that'll be the end of the tour at that point. So here are the 300 series sites. This is site 301. The skinnier site. Yeah, these are smaller sites, don't have a lot of privacy. I probably wouldn't recommend them. But again, if you catch them at the right time, they're probably not too bad. Site 302. Table, fire pits, water spigots. Same usual stuff. Site 303. Site 303 is not a bad little site. It's not too bad at all, actually. Set back just enough. This area looks like it floods nicely. But that's not part of the sites here. So this is 304 up here. Also doesn't seem to be too bad of a little site. Okay, so there's some not so bad sites over here. Hopefully as the summer growth comes in on the trees here, you get a little bit more privacy in these areas. You got 305 and 306 next to it right on the other side. Not bad. Okay, so yeah, the ones towards the back are a bit better than the ones towards the front. The ones towards the front are kind of small, but these aren't bad. These aren't bad sites at all. A little closer than I'd like, but not bad. 307 looks pretty good. I'm not even sure where the road is here. So 307, yeah, 307's a nice site. So that's it. That's all the sites in the campground. So, a lot of sites here. A lot of sites. All right, I am heading back. Head back first of all, taking the shortest route back to the plowed road because my feet are freezing. And I absolutely have the wrong shoes for the job. I got my Vibram 5 fingers on. I was hoping the road would be all clear, but had a lot more melting back home than we did over here apparently. Alright, so we're going to start working our way back. We'll take a quick stop in the beach and then that'll be the end. Okay, so we're coming back up onto Fry Pond in the beach area. That's actually the beach right over there, so it's actually a pretty easy hike. So if you're coming back this way, you come back by this little waterfall again, which is the dam. Apparently the bridge on the other side is not the dam, this is actually the dam. My mistake. And this is the walkway from the road to the beach. Obviously usually looks a lot nicer in the warmer months when you actually have water here and not ice. I certainly wouldn't advise walking out on this ice right now. It looks dangerous. This is the kind of just a little hiking trail, so you can walk over from the campsite and go to the beach. There's also a parking area behind here, but I'm not going to go up there today. But if you just wanted to come to this little beach and not stay at the campground, or if you just wanted to drive over and park close to the beach, there is a parking area, big parking loop up in the back there. Can also load and unload kayaks and stuff. So you're not going to go very far in this little pond. But this is the beach. Little tiny patch of sand over here. But I suppose on a hot summer day it wouldn't be too bad. Nice little area though. So that is it. That is the full campground. You got the beach here and everything. And yes, it's one of my favorite places to go, at least during the midweek. I really wouldn't recommend this campground on a weekend, mainly because it's very close to Boston and it's probably going to be quite busy. But I tend to come midweek, oftentimes on a random Thursday here and there. That just seems to be the best that works into my schedule. But we'll see. I don't know what my work schedule is going to be like this summer at all now, so things are changing rapidly on me. Anyway, if you got any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button. Let's YouTube know this is a good video and more people will watch it. With that, remember, slow down, enjoy life, and always be kind. Catch you back in the next one, which will be back to more of my van build stuff. Nice little. This was a nice little break from the van build. Get back out into the woods again. Next trip coming pretty soon though. Hoping to get up to Barnesfield. Anyway, all right. Talk to you guys later.